What good is a fire inside of a cave? We're supposed to let our light shine so everybody can see and glorify God. Don't you know that? Go. No. You go outside. You play outside. Alright, what's up, everybody? This is Caleb with Gamerfaith. This is the second episode of Zelda. We're going to go into a question from God Girl. I'm going to pause here and read it for a second. How can I be me without being shy? How can I grouped a bunch of these together, just so you know. She asked a lot of amazing questions. By the way, I really appreciate you, God Girl. You've left a lot of encouraging comments, and I really appreciate that you're a part of this community, and great questions. So, how can I be me without being shy? How can I stop being afraid of the future? How can I stop caring about what people think? How can I stop worrying? How can I sing and worship in church without feeling shy? How can I stop allowing people to hold me back from accomplishing things? And what advice would I give to someone with anxiety? People, myself included, I think they tend to give a little too much credit to what people think of them, and that's not an arrogant statement. That's not like I don't care what people think. It's people are literally terrified of somebody thinking something bad about them. And the thing about being a Christian is, by the way, we're headed to this cave. Buy something, Willie. This is rude. You are a rude shop owner. We're going to buy this candle. I don't recommend burning the whole everything down like Link does in this game. But for some reason, a lot of buildings are built under trees and secret places. But I think people give too much credit to what others think of them, and I think that's kind of a problem, because then we have fear. That's why I do it too. I dread giving presentations. I'd much rather write a paper that took twice as long, 3 times as long, 5 times as long to do for a class than do a presentation in front of the class. I'm starting to get over that because in my field, there's been a ton of presentations I've had to do this semester, but it's because I don't want to mess up. I don't want people to think I did something horrible. Now we can let our light shine outside, by the way. We got the candle. So ultimately, what people think of you is ultimately it doesn't really matter all that much what people think of you. Like, what is the worst that's going to happen if somebody thinks something bad about you? First off, a lot of times we're worried about people that we'll probably never see again, and yet we're terrified, or like in public we get super embarrassed and defensive and stuff because we don't want people to think of something wrong with us or whatever. Like, what honestly what does it matter in the grand scheme of things? First off, what they think of you, and second off, like, as a Christian, people are going to dislike your opinions and stuff like that. So if you're so fixated and like you make a god out of your own image and what people think of you, that's like a bad place to be, honestly. Now, I'm not saying go out and be a jerk and say, oh, I don't care what anybody thinks but God. That's not what I'm saying at all. You always got to be loving and stuff like that, but don't fixate too much weight on so you can burn this. Don't put too much weight on what people think about you. It's a secret to everybody. 100 rupees. So I would give you 2 pieces of advice. 1, reflect God in your life and love, and 2, have faith that God will take care of the rest, and try not to care too much about what other people think, because ultimately it's what God thinks that matters, and it's what people how God reveals himself through you that ultimately matters. And so there's no reason to fear. Just go in with as much confidence as you can, having faith that God will take care of you, and say, well, it doesn't really matter. Anyways, I'm going to do my best and pray about things. And oftentimes when you go in and do something with confidence and faith in God, and boldly and still in love, it just turns out so much better. A little bit of reading I would give you guys. Matthew 6:25 through 34. Check that out and think individually about all of them, all of the many different given reasons for not having anxiety. And yeah, that's how I'd answer that. And God Girl, I will come back to more questions from you late, actually. So we got that. Now we're going to go on a long journey this way. Sorry about these pauses. I should stop apologizing because I can't help it. But James asks a few questions. So his first question here is, how do you deal with stress? So in the last episode, Child of God, go check out his channel. I always say that, it's like part of his name. I mentioned like taking a step back on responsibility, not overfilling my schedule to the point where it just like destroyed my character as a person and made it so that I like started becoming apathetic about life because I was so tired. Like, don't do that to yourself. Sometimes we need to, even if it seems like everything in all our responsibilities are good, if it's keeping us from God, we need to think about like possibly taking a step back on a couple things. That was like, you see that? Major League Gaming? Not really. It just kind of randomly happened. But yeah, so that's one way. Let God take care of more. He, like, sometimes praying is what we do last, and it's when we should do first. And like, I'm guilty of this too. I don't always deal with stress. I honestly don't always do a great job of this. I never want to come across, and by the way, in this episode I haven't mentioned, follow what God has to say, not what I have to say just because I say it. But I try to be honest with you guys because I don't want to come across as like I'm some perfect dude. I'm still finding so many answers and learning from God every day. So don't think that I'm like some pro that's better than you. I sometimes struggle with this. Actually, I often struggle with this stress thing too, but I found that letting God handle more and giving more to him in faith is a great way to deal with stress, as well as there's a video about like having joy or something, or fighting depression. Check out that video. I talk a little bit more about fighting depression, which kind of goes hand in hand with stress with me. So we've got those two places that give us 100 rupees, talking about the game here for a second. And we're going to use this hard-earned cash to buy one of my favorite items in the game. So let's see, up right, I think there's a ferry up here. Don't hit me. All right, and yeah, okay. So, that revives all of our health, obviously. And we're gonna go down here. Right, I believe it's up 2 screens. No, I already lost my beamy sword. It's up here. There's some statues. And yeah. Let's get rid of these guys. Actually, we don't really need to. Be careful. These Armos are mean. If I would have lost there. So, as we can see, we've got some slabs of meat. I wouldn't bother getting these keys. You probably won't really need it. There might be a dungeon where you need to buy this regularly. if you don't have any spare keys. I'm having trouble remembering that. Seems familiar. And we're going to lose all our hard-earned money here, but it's totally worth it. So that's the blue ring, and it's my favorite. Well, I'll show you in a second here. Let's look at the next question here while we're on our travels. The next Time Lord says, can you grow out your beard? What exactly is this question? Heart? Harent? Who can name that movie? If you can name that movie reference, I'll be truly impressed. It's from my favorite movie. What I tell people is my favorite movie. So this old woman here, I'll get back to your beard question. It's a very important question for all of us. In a second here. She sells medicine. You can get it later, but just we got the whole note thing out of the way at now. And let's see. We're gonna go. So the beard. I just hurt myself twice. I think I might try to get some hearts here. Ooh, I want the clock. Please drop a heart. Please drop a heart. Are you serious? I can grow my. Are you meaning like physically? Can I physically grow the beard out? Because yes, I can. Will I grow it out? Like, hey, could you do me a solid and grow your beard out? Is that what you're asking? I get the feeling that might be what you're asking, and that's a very, very admirable question to ask. Where is the thing I'm looking for? Is it? Sorry, hold on. I'm referencing my notes here. This is great commentary. I think I might need to go up one more. Don't destroy me. I think this is where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, this is totally it. Is it this one? Nope. So the candle is annoying in that if you don't, you get an upgrade later that changes this, if I remember right. But you actually, like, if you don't hit the right spot, there we go, with half a heart. Seriously. And here's another heart container. Boom. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's all the stuff we're gonna gather before the first dungeon. We're gonna head to the first dungeon now. I'm gonna get there. Okay, so here's the thing about my beard. I'm gonna be honest. I have so much respect for beards, and one day I do want to have a big wizard beard. But first off, my wife, she likes the short beard. This is Dungeon 1, by the way. Should I try to do it real quick? I feel like I've just like blabbed in this episode. I'll give you guys a little extra in this episode. We'll try to burn through this dungeon. But when I start getting uncomfortable and scratchy when it gets too long. I've tried many times. Also, as dumb as it is, and it's not like I'm trying to impress people, but I have found that people actually are more standoffish of you when you have a big beard. I think it's an intimidation thing, which is crazy. I wish that wasn't the way that things were, but it kind of is. So I like to communicate with people, and having a big, giant, intimidating beard, I've found, sometimes puts people off. I think there's a secret here where if you exit and enter again, yeah, the door is unlocked. So somebody must have came out like, who is it? And unlock that door. Anyways, enough about the beard. Maybe one day. Clarify exactly what you're asking about. I can grow it out. You've got some brutal questions, dude. The top 5 Christian metal bands. This is tricky, dude. Heart, I so needed that. For Today is definitely one of them. As you can see, we come up here. We're killing these skellies real fast. Is there a key? Yes, there is a key. I think compass is over here. Could be incorrect on... Yeah, there it is. So, Zelda has this funny thing. These bats are called keys, for those of you who don't know. So, it's weird that they're called keys. I don't know. Keese. So the compass will show us where the boss is, or where the Triforce piece that we're looking for is. Metal bands. For Today, I like. The Chariot, I like. Demon Hunter, I like. Question marks on spot 4, and for spot 5, it's a little bit different of a type of metal band, but I have a good friend, Andrew, brother level of friend, and he would hunt me down and send his thugs after me if I did not put Skillet on this list. So I know they're not quite as hardcore in a sense, but I do really enjoy listening to them, which it's been a long journey because I used to not be able to stand Skillet, but I've chilled and learned the folly of my ways. I like them a lot. And talk about a brutal beard. So for that 4th question mark space, I'm gonna name a few. It depends on the day. I don't listen to too much metal because it's a mood thing. If I'm working out, it's good. Even the positive metal, I have to be in the correct mood. Oh, we can move this block like that. What is to the right there? Oh, okay. Eastmost Peninsula is the secret. I don't know if that was Yoda or Mr. Bean or what, but that's what I was talking about earlier. Was that this episode or last episode? I think it was the last episode, maybe. A few other bands I like. Becoming the Archetype. Check out the Magnetic Sky music video. It's like super retro NES video games, fitting with this. War of Ages, As I Lay Dying, Under Oath, Sleeping Giant. I don't know how to say it. Is it Tithemi? Tithemi. Look that music video up. That song is epic. And I don't know if they're really consider themselves Christian exactly or what. I don't know. But Norma Jean. Yeah, I've listened to a good amount of Norma Jean in my day. So like 18-year-old me would be disappointed. Here's the map if I didn't mention that one. These little jelly things, they just make me hungry for Jello. Gelatin. Get over here. Good Anakin. So if you look at the map, it looks like an eagle. We're going to head up into the eagle's head and get something very special. And first, Next Time Lord's last question. Yeah, he had another one. What are your thoughts on Genesis 1? Once again, I am not positive what you were asking here. Really needed that heart. Level up your heart. Love is important in this game. Love is important in real life. I've been trying to tell you guys that. This is evidence, proof, everything else. One thing about this Zelda game. You may wonder, I had a key. Why did I do that door exiting trick? This is kind of cheapo, I guess, but of me to do that, but whatever. You can actually take keys from one dungeon to the next, so keys are just in general like usable items. So you can kind of stockpile them. Bombs! Yahoo! So we'll have to use one in a door in this temple. I think we'll exit with one. So these guys are tricky. If you've played Ocarina of Time, you know these things. They make annoying noises in most other Zelda games. And push this block. This is a classic room. You'll see this repeated in like other Zeldas. Like I think Oracle of Seasons has a lot of like retro throwback Because I'm pretty sure Oracle of Seasons started as a Zelda, oh my word, 1 remake. There's the item, the bow. Doesn't do much good without arrows, but hey, we're getting there. And there's another item in here that we'll get to enjoy. So Genesis 1. Genesis 1. I believe it is the truth. I think to claim that somebody understands 100% fully everything regarding everything found in Genesis 1, like with how God created everything, no, I don't. That would be arrogant to say I understand everything. But I do believe that it is the truth and revealed to us in the way that needs to be revealed to us. And I believe God's creative genius is amazing, and I do believe that you can see his creativity in everything that's around us. And so yeah, I take Genesis 1 seriously. More on that in a different video if you guys want it. Ask for it. I can expand a little bit. Try to focus here for a sec. Oh, nice. Clutch clock. So you can actually get the boomerang, the lemon meringue pie here. As you see, our items are already filling up here pretty decently. The boomerang is quite nice. It looks like a little fingernail to me, but that's disgusting. So I'll leave it at that. Another question here, Dorsey. Do you visit churches? By the way, if I am, hate wall masters. Ooh, got a heart though. Might need it. Because as you hear roaring, if you can hear, do I visit churches? So are you meaning like, some Christian YouTuber career people, goodness, do I just go for it? We're going for it. Whew. Yeah, he doesn't take that many hits, but I was so low on health. Here's another heart. A lot of people visit churches as like guest speakers. Is that what you're talking about? That sounds like a lot of fun, and I would love to do that. I'm not really of the channel size where that's a reasonable thing to do, like financially and traveling wise, and I'm in school and stuff like that. Are you meaning, you might also just simply be meaning, do I visit? Well, you might be asking, do I go to church? Yes, I do. Or you might be asking, do I visit like multiple churches? I tend to go to the same church, but I will visit like friends' churches and stuff on occasion for special events like baptism or whatever. So okay, so that's the end of the first temple there. I'm gonna call it good. We went a little long on that episode, I apologize, but that took you through the first temple, answered a decent amount of questions. Sorry I didn't get through more, got a bunch more, so be sure to tune in next time for more Zelda, more questions. Also, maybe I forgot to mention this in the first episode. Leave more questions in the comments below, please, so we can continue, keep this list plentiful. And I love you guys as usual, praying for you guys, and hope to see you around in the next video.